Well, good morning. I'm at the Hidden Valley Trailhead at the Rosa Plateau. I guess it's closest to Wildemar, California. It's about halfway between San Diego and Corona, I guess, in Riverside County. So anyway, this is the Rosa Plateau behind me here. It's just a gorgeous day up here in inland Riverside County, but we're getting ready to start our hike. I'm waiting for Dave. Dave's going to meet me here in about 7 minutes. If he's right on time. But this morning I forgot to put on sunscreen, so I had this in the car. This is a Bullfrog 50 Super Block Lotion Sunblock. It's this stuff right here. The reason I mention it, I bought it a while back. It was on sale at Walmart, and I put it on, and it turns your face white. So I kind of look a little ashen gray today. I think on one of the previous hikes, Dave used it. And he looked white as a ghost all day, and nobody told him because we thought it was funny. And so anyway, since I didn't bring my sunscreen, I brought this. It happened to be in the trunk in my little bug-out bag. And so I've got it on, so I look a little gray today. But anyway, we're getting ready to start up the Hidden Valley Trailhead. We're going to do a loop through the meadows here, and it's probably going to be about anywhere between 6 and 11 miles today, depending on what loop we take. There's not one big major trail that goes around the whole place. It's a series of trails that intermingle and intertwine, and we're going to combine 3 or 4 or 5 of them together to make one long loop today and get a really good scenic overview of the Santa Rosa Plateau in Riverside County. Well, we're at the start of the Hidden Valley Trail. Right here, there's a couple different trails. Coyote Trail's that way. It says to Adobe's 2.5 miles, 2.2. Trans Preserve Trail, ½ mile. Hidden Valley Roads to the right. Los Santos Trail. There's a couple of different warning signs for mountain lions. There's another one over here for rattlesnakes. They live in this area. It's a natural ecological preserve, so it's their home as well as ours. Anyway, we just started. Trailhead's right below us here, and off in the distance, you can probably see it behind me. You got the whole San Gorgonio range over on this side. The solid white cap is San Gorgonio. Then you have as you work your way to your left, you have all the different 10,000-foot peaks along the San Gorgonio Ridge. And then over here, you've got San Jacinto, and its high peaks, Marion Mountain, and all the other peaks associated with San Jacinto. Then we've got the very edge of Palomar Range over here on this side. And as we hit up this trail here, we're going up the Hidden Valley Road, and we're going to work our way up to the Los Santos Trail, and then we're going to turn right and work our way down to the Vernal Pools. So, see what a gorgeous day it is here. And off in the distance, I don't know if you can see them, there's some just gigantic sprawling mansions up on the hilltops. Anyway, this is a nature preserve, so there's no dogs allowed here, no mountain bikes, just hikers. What a gorgeous day to be up here. Alright, well, we just made the little trail junction to the Los Santos Trail. And we're working our way to the right. We're going to head to the Vernal Pools. We were going to take the Trans Preserve Trail, but we decided to just take the Los Santos Trail instead. Perfect day. What do you think, Dave?
Once again, spectacular weather. This is going to be more scenic than our normal strenuous hiking, but this is a nice change. I think we're going to see beautiful pastures and hillsides about as far as we can see today.
It'd be pretty cool to see some coyotes or maybe even a fox in the field somewhere, maybe even a deer when we get down toward the trees.
Yeah, with the distance we can see, yeah, maybe we can spot something.
Yeah, I should have brought some binoculars. We could have used them today.
Yeah, and hopefully the mountain lion will be at a distance. So.
Yeah. Well, we're working our way up to this little ridge line here, and in front of me here is a couple of giant oak trees and our trail, but I wanted to take a minute to show you what's behind me here. The gorgeous valley, the view of Mount Palomar behind us, and what we're looking at here. Rolling green hills. Can you just imagine what this is going to look like in another month when the wildflowers bloom? But behind me here you can see the trails going up behind me, and it's going to shoot over that way up the hill, and right on the other side of this is the adobes. What a gorgeous day. Absolutely stunning up here. There's lots of scat up here, all different types and sizes. And I wonder if these are the Engelmann oaks. I'm gonna have to check them out. We worked our way up the ridge and I'm under these big oaks. Now, I don't know how old these are, but they've got to be up there. Big sprawling oak trees. Now I know there's Engelmann oaks up here, and from what I was reading, they're fairly rare in Southern California. There's a very few places remaining that actually have them. But these look like regular oaks to me. There's a big giant mansion behind me on the hill. He's got a view of the meadow. I don't know if you can see it up there on the hill. Worked our way down the trail a little bit and came to this creek. This little footbridge over the creek. Are there any fish or frogs in here? There's got to be. Now we worked our way down to this creek. This neat little footbridge that crosses over. And this creek just kind of flows down the meadow here. Came over a ridge line and here we are. So this is pretty scenic to give you an idea what it looks like down along the creek here. And the cool little footbridge. Whew, we just worked our way up the top of a ridge line here and short. But it was a steep mother. But the payoff is pretty big. You don't get much open space like this in Southern California. It's Palomar in the background. And San Jacinto in the background right there. There's a creek that goes down through the meadow right there, and San Gorgonio in the background. We're all coughing and gagging. What do you think, Dave?
Spectacular. That's one of the best views right there. Shows you a little bit of everything. Excuse me.
We worked our way up on top of this ridge line, and I was telling Dave the trail down there is full of lava rock. And it kind of reminds me of Kauai. It's kind of a reddish-brown, rust-colored rock and dirt trail, and the water just kind of sits on top of the dirt. It doesn't really soak in. So it makes a really slippery section of trail right here. And it kind of reminded me of Kauai. It must have something to do with the volcanic sedimentary layers. Oh, here's a little wildflower display up here coming up. Well, I think we're getting pretty close to the Vernal Pools. We're worked our way over another small little spring that was seeping up through the ground and into this little oak canopy right here. A little more open up here. We've got some beaver-tail cactus that's just starting to bloom. Seen quite a few caterpillars already getting some sun. They're a little yellow, little orange and black monarch butterfly caterpillars. Oh, there's one right there. Hold on, look. There he goes. That's poison oak big time right here. You see the leaves of three? They're just now starting to get a little bit of spots on them. In fact, I don't even know what those spots are. Those might not even be, they might even be ticks for all I know. I'll have to get a better look. I'm kind of scared to get too close. But I'm going to give you a closer look here. And got a good view of some poison oak. It's right here at the base of this oak tree. And it normally grows in clumps like this. It's pretty, actually. From a distance. Well, we finally reached the junction of the Vernal Pool Trail from the Los Santos Trail. And behind me back there is the actual Vernal Pool Trailhead. And this trail is a pretty flat, wide trail. I think this is a little more geared towards school-age children. You could even do this in a wheelchair. One small vernal pool is behind us. Another vernal pool, a couple more ahead of us here. But you won't be able to see it in the video, but there's some pretty big houses nearby. And one of them that I want to show you back here, not only does he have a mansion, he has a helicopter. So how sweet would that be to come to your house and fly to work in your own private helicopter? Well, we finally come upon the vernal pools. This is, I guess, pool number 1. There's an informational display behind us. It talks about that volcanic rock I was talking about. The reddish rock, it looks like lava rock. I guess it's basalt. And it talks about that it came out as like a motor oil consistency and flowed down the hill and eventually hardened into the shape that we see along the trail. But this is the beginning part of the vernal pools. And as I walk down the trail here, there's some magnificent oak trees behind us. And I'll spin around here, and the sun's almost overhead, but you should be able to see the vernal pool behind me here. And it goes on for quite a ways. It's a little bigger than I thought it'd be. Maybe because of all the winter rains we've had. We've had a big storm here. Well, we've reached the vernal pools. There's a trail that goes around out actually onto the pools, and you go out on the boardwalk, but I guess it's unstable and unsafe according to the sign, so we're not going to get to do that today, but I just want to give you an overall view here of the vernal pools area and the Santa Rosa Preserve. We're going to stop, take a little break here, enjoy the scenery, and get caught up on our hydration. There's a sign behind me that says it's 1 mile to the Adobe, so we're going to go that way, check out the Adobes, and continue our loop around the Santa Rosa Preserve. Well, we just left the vernal pool, and this little section of trail here has some just gorgeous orange and purple flowers to it. The backdrop of the vernal pool behind me, and we're climbing over this basalt volcanic rock. Just stunning views. There's a little cactus. I don't know if that's beaver tail or prickly pear cactus of some kind, but it's gorgeous here. We're walking down Ranch Road. We just came from the Vernal Pool Trail over there and worked our way about a mile down to this road, in this trail junction. And this isn't actually a trail, it's actually just the ranch maintenance road. So we've got less than 1/10 of a mile to go to get to the ranch. Behind me over here, there's a windmill over there. Gotta go over this little rise, and the Adobe, the Juan Marino Adobe, ought to be right there. This is going to be the oldest building in Riverside County. It's built in 1846. Still here. Alright, we're coming up on the Adobe Ranch up here. See part of the retaining wall that they built. And so this dates all the way back to 1846. The white structure looks like the old Adobe. Kind of looks like the Wolf Adobe out by us in Temecula. Obviously the barn was probably built much later. The windmill I was talking about is over here, off in the distance. There's another couple of hikers working their way down, so looks like we'll be sharing the ranch Adobes with some other hikers. The windmill I was talking about is over here, off in the distance. There's another couple of hikers working their way down, so looks like we'll be sharing the ranch Adobes with some other hikers. There's a red-headed woodpecker right there. He's black with a white belly and a brilliant red head right there on the tree. Well, we just left the Adobe. We're not quite on the Adobe Loop Trail. Actually, we're on the Adobe Loop Trail heading toward the Punta Mesa Trail, but I guess history meets modernization. On the backside of the ranch, you've got solar panels. So I don't know what that's for. It's kind of unique. Let's go check it out. We can find a sign or something that tells us what it's about. Now, we just left the Adobe and we noticed this gang trail coming down right here. And sure enough, down here in the dirt, you can see the deer prints as they continue down this game trail down where the water runs off down into this oak brush. Well, we left the Adobe Trail and now we're on the Punta Mesa Trail. And no, it's not the Punta Mesa Trail. It could be though, because, oh shit. Oh, I thought it was poison oak. Ooh, I wasn't looking. Because there's a bunch of it right here, but I just felt something brush up against my leg. The mesas above us here, we're working our way up to Monument Road and Monument Point. And I think that's the mesa. And from up there is the highest point in the preserve. We're going to make a point to go up there. There's supposedly some spectacular 360-degree views from up there. And we were in the hot chaparral down there below, but now we're going into a little stretch down here. We've got a little more tree cover and shade, and it feels a lot better here. It's 12:30, so we're going to be in the exposed, hottest part of the park and the hottest part of the day. Little footbridge across this creek. I think this is the same creek that Dave mentioned that we did some video of earlier. Kind of nice to just sit on the edge of this creek and stick your feet in the water. It's ice cold. I don't know if I'd be drinking it, but very scenic. Alright, well, we just finished the Punta Mesa Trail. There's a trail junction right back there behind me, you can see it. That's where it meets Monument Road. It was 2 miles that direction to the visitor center. We're not going that way. We're going to go 0.7 of a mile up to Monument Point, Monument Hill. Check that out. And other than the drone of the helicopters flying overhead, it's been pretty quiet up here until now. We just passed a little pond back there with a warning not to drink the water and a mountain lion sign. So it looks like the Marine Corps uses this area to fly circles around. But we're going to hump this hill here, get a spectacular view of the Santa Rosa Preserve. Well, we're at an overlook on the Lomas Trail. We just turned off of Monument Road, and we're at an overlook here. I guess this would be the northeast direction, looking toward Gorgonio. Can't see Baldy, it's behind the mountains over there. But it's a nice little scenic spot. We're working our way toward the end of our hike. We're about 3/4 the way through. Here's the bench. It says, in memory of James Nelson Clay. We appreciate it, James. Nice little cool spot under the shade of these big old oak trees. Well, it was heating up back there. I had to take off the shirt. We just came down the Lomas Trail. And it dead ends right here at this intersection behind me. It's kind of confusing. It's Ranch Road to the left and Tanaja Road to the right. And this road right here isn't really mentioned. And we're going to work our way down to another trail, which is only 1/10 of a mile away. And then we're going to take that to the left and work our way back down to, I think it's the Oak Tree Trail. And we're going to work our way back down to the car, Hidden Valley. So we're not that far away. It looks like we're going to have to go across a little water crossing here. And at first I thought we were going to have to swim, but it looks like they got a footbridge off to the side of it, so I think we're going to be okay. This is probably that same creek that goes throughout the entire valley. In fact, I'll just keep it running here while we're going. You can see what I'm talking about.